recently I heard that actually means, look, I don't have time to tell you over and over, so you can hear or not, whatever. So it's kind of Yeshua's way of saying, look, I'm going to say it, and you can take it however you want. I don't know. I don't know if I mean, I don't know if he was that direct. I mean, a lot of times it seemed like he was, but um, that's not what I'm saying. It's just something I say. Can you hear me? So, one thing that we have in our history this week, or on Thursdays, we're doing the walk through the Tanakh series. We're going through Joshua, and we're coming up in the, believe it or not, some, it's weird in our particular area in Houston. The trees, um, I guess, are not notified that it's winter, because some trees have dropped leaves and some have not. So it's a very strange year, at least here in Houston. But regardless, spring is coming, and so with spring, is we have Purim. Well, first we have Tu BiShvat, which is coming up. We're gonna have a blessed wedding on that day. Not us, but the community. And also we have Purim, and we have Pesach. So it's the life cycle of a Jew to do that. And what's interesting is that this particular Torah portion, we're instructed over and over and over and over to learn about it, right? Uh, Historians say that, and a matter of fact, also Kabbalistic historians will say that, not necessarily, I say this right, where the non-religious historians would say it seems like people do things over and over and over. Kabbalistically, there's an idea that we're kind of locked into like a 100 to 120-year cycle, and we just do the same thing over and over and over again. You can look through history and you can see the things that were happening in the 20s happened in the 20s, the previous 100 years, give or take 20 years, right? So there seems to be that we're in this cycle. So when we get to the Seder, what do we remember? We remember the Exodus, right? And here we have in this Torah portion the Exodus, right? So take a little time to look at it, and we should all take a look at part of doing Torah studies is also doing the oral Torah. Oral Torah includes commentaries as well, Jewish commentaries. Not to say that there's other religions can give something, but it's sometimes skewed with rose-colored glasses or Jesus glasses or something. You have to be careful of the information you're getting. And this goes for Jewish sources too, right? If you're, you have to be careful of your sources. I do want to address today. If you have the pleasure of getting to know me, whatever I'm learning right there is going to be discussed, right? So I'm learning Talmud. I'm trying to, digest a page a day. It's called the Daf Yomi. And this Daf Yomi section is Minikot, I believe. Let me look here. I had the word in my head and it just flew out. So the tractate is Minikot, and it discusses different types of grain offerings, and it discusses things about things that we don't necessarily have today. Um, it is a lot, 7.5 years, right? So you can start at any time. Anytime you have, you can kind of go into the whatever's going on. And a lot of times it seems like it's going on, whatever's going on in your life, it seems like Hashem is like, look, look at this, right? So what can we apply to this particular Torah portion? We have the Exodus from Egypt. One thing that's very important for us to do is to put ourselves in the situation. right? So we are instructed to um, we're instructed to have our mindset as if we were experiencing Exodus. When we go into Pesach, we listen to the Seder, and we listen to the stories. Uh, we need to put our mind that we were there, right? Either spiritually or a soul entity. I'm going to get too deep into Kabbalah, but it's hard for me to believe that everybody in the world didn't have some kind of representative at the mountain. And this includes Jews and non-Jews. Um, Supposedly, the word of Hashem came out from the mountain and it went throughout the entire world, and some received it and some didn't. So, the academic world likes to say, okay, there was a volcano that was out in Asia and it exploded. And it was a massive volcanic eruption, and this is what caused the um, the events in Exodus. And even if that is the case, it doesn't negate the fact that some of these things specifically targeted the Egyptians and the we were left alone in Goshen. Those of us that lived within a community were pretty much left alone from a lot of things. Uh, Two things that are different in the story that normative, I would say, Hasidic Jews and Orthodox Jews take a little bit different is that the stuff that I learned in Sunday school is that the serpent that was thrown down is a lot of times translated as crocodile. So, neither here nor there, but I recently, within the last 4 or 5 years, heard that story. There's a woman who does puppets. She's no longer on YouTube. Her name is Miss Jacobs. We found her a long time ago. A lot of times we'll find these teachers or people that we are able to glean stuff from, and we shouldn't have found them. They don't have thousands of followers. They'll usually have just a couple hundred or even less than that. And I don't know how Hashem gets us in line with these types of people. Of course, we have the big rabbis that we listen to as well, but find the people that can um, put into your life, right? To put in. Anyways, so the idea was it was serpent is the kind of the generic, or some people put it as snakes, some people as crocodiles. Another thing is that swarms, right? Some people translate it as swarms of insects, and in a lot of the Jewish community that I've seen, it's swarms of wild animals. This is lions and tigers and bears and vicious, evil creatures, as the Torah describes them. I always wondered when I was in the Hebrew Roots movement, they want to read the Torah literally, right? They want to say, okay, the Torah says this, and what does it mean? And when I came to the part of the Torah where it says evil beasts, what is an evil beast? How can a beast be evil, right? And so I always ask those questions. And today, I wanted to also say that whatever's going on in my head at the moment, me and my family were going, and we were dealing with open packages, and so for our family, we were going through the Minicote of tearing and stuff like that. So if I got everybody off track this morning, I apologize. It was not my intent. And I'll try to be um, I'll try to not do things on Shabbat, as far as at least not during service, and I apologize. Um, but I digress. So we're supposed to focus on this. So this is pretty much we move in once the service is over, we are kind of instructed to move on and go look toward the next Torah cycle. That's why when we come in for for Minka, and we have a minion. We bring the next Torah portion, right? So it doesn't say that we can't go in and read this stuff because we have the additional 3 plagues that are coming up. But this is something we should take time to really invest in and really, really press in and understand. And one of the things that I was reading this week was it was saying different stringencies, and it was saying that you can be as stringent as you can be, right? You can do everything perfectly, but the Torah says when it's giving when it's giving the curses and the blessings, it says you're doing all these things great, everything's fine, you're doing all the work, but if you don't have the motivation behind it, then it's moot, right? So our Judaism has to be about finding Hashem, having the want to and having the desire and having the meaning behind it to activate it. Right? Yeshua was very much into this. He said, if everything starts in the heart and then it comes out and it produces works, it produces that bad things and have good things. So I just admonish everybody to this next coming Torah portion to really, really study and to put yourselves in that position of we definitely don't want to be our brothers and sisters who decided, oh no, I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to leave Mitzrayim. I'm going to stay. And we don't want to be in that position, right? We want to be in a position of being with our brothers and sisters who left. So let us press on and find good sources to study this week. And just want to admonish everybody, just have a wonderful week. And Bezrat Hashem, we'll see everybody on Thursday. Shabbat Shalom. Thursday at 7 p.m.